Hi guys, it's Emily Munn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are here for the first time, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I work full-time in a corporate job as an information technology project manager, which means I am a bit of a tech nerd, and I sell on the Poshmark app as a fashion reseller, primarily women's fashion. This past weekend, I went to a conference called Business Boutique in Nashville, Tennessee with 3 girls that I actually met over on Instagram. And I thought it would be great to share my top 7 business tips that I learned from this conference. I will say I didn't go to every single session that the conference offered, but I thought the ones that I did go to were really helpful in sharing a little bit more about how to run your business, some tips around money, taxes, finding your why in your business. And I just thought that this would be helpful to share because a lot of the times we're just talking about Poshmark, reselling, brands to sell, but sometimes we forget to take a step back. I am just as guilty of this, and think about the business side of things. So I'm gonna share my top 7 tips, and stay tuned if you're interested. To give you a little bit of background, this is the Business Boutique book that's by Christy Wright, and this is where the whole idea of Business Boutique and the conference originated from. See if you can see that book a little bit better if I move it closer. I probably covered up my whole face, but this book would be very helpful for you. I highly recommend it. It talks about practical advice on what to do to grow your business, whether it's a full-time gig and you have employees, or you're just starting out, or even if you just have an idea. I would highly recommend this book. I've read through the whole thing and I actually may read it again. It would be very helpful for you, and that's how the Business Boutique idea originated. Let's go ahead and get into the tips. The first one is to define the why of your business by knowing the problem that you solve. Now, this can be a variety of different things, but think about what is the problem that you're in business for. So for me, my problem that I'm solving is people think they have to spend a lot of money to look fashionable. And so my why and my problem is around that. Now, it could be other things that you're really passionate about. Let's say you're in the reselling business. It could be all about the environment and saving things from going into landfills that may be really, really helpful to you. It could also be the convenience of shopping that is your problem that you're solving. So people don't have a lot of time to go into stores these days and go shopping, and you're trying to provide that convenience and that service to your customers. Think about the why, the problem of your business. Knowing your why will get you through so much in your business, even when times are tough. And so I would highly recommend just sitting down, brainstorming, what is the problem you are solving? It doesn't have to be really complicated, but it can really help you in your business. The second tip is to know the strengths of your business. This can be really, really helpful when you're just structuring your business and you're deciding what to focus on a day-to-day basis. I went ahead and wrote out the 5 E's that you should be thinking about when you're determining the strengths for your business. Number 1, what do you enjoy? Number 2, what's effortless? What gives you energy? What encourages you? And what do you excel at? If you focus on those strengths, you are going to provide more value for your customers, and I bet you're going to enjoy your business a lot more. Obviously, there are things like taxes that most of us do not enjoy, but think about these things when you're structuring your business in order to be more successful. Number 3, I've been very guilty of: set a sourcing budget or a business budget. Remember, this does not have to be perfect. It can be a total guesstimate, but it gives you an idea each month of how much you should be spending, and I bet over time your budget will be better. I have not been doing this in the past, and I've really been convicted on making sure I'm setting a sourcing budget and trying to stick with that. That is something that Dave Ramsey talked about in his session. If you don't know Dave Ramsey, he is a financial advisor, and my husband and I follow him in our personal finances. But what he talked about is if you're running a business, you should also make sure that you're doing a budget just like you would with your personal finances, if you're like me, of course. Number 4 is to set aside 25% of whatever you bring in for taxes in a separate business account. And I have not been doing this, but I think it's really, really important in any business you're running. The number 1 reason that people fail in business is because of cash flow problems or tax problems. So those go hand in hand. And guess what? If you're not setting aside money for your taxes. It's very hard to plan. You may be surprised at the end of the year depending on how much you make. Of course, if you are making like $400,000, you probably need to go ahead and bring in a certified public accountant. But what Dave Ramsey said in this session is that if you're making, let's say, $60,000, set aside 25%. That's a general rule of thumb, and then you will not be surprised during tax season. Number 5, you don't have to do this business alone. There are so many people out there that will support you and help you and guide you when you're feeling down through any business. So go out and find those people, network with those people. For example, this business boutique event was filled with people from every different field. I had somebody come up to me at the airport when I was coming home from Nashville, actually, that was like, hey, I see that you have the business boutique book. I was just at the conference too. And she was in a completely different field. She was in gardening, but we actually shared the same idea of women in business. There's also a great social media community that will support you and bounce off ideas and listen to you. I just think it's important to network with others, and remember, you're not on an island. You don't have to do it alone. There are people out there to help you and support you and just guide you in the right direction. There are people ahead of you, there are people behind you, so we can all help each other in business. Number 6 is about fear in business, and I'm going to read this quote directly from my notes that was from Christy Wright. You don't have to wait until you're not scared to do the thing you want to do. Do it scared. Do it anyways. I think this is so important because a lot of times in business, we are waiting for the situation to be perfect before we do something. So we're waiting to start a new project until we're not feeling 100%. We're not sick anymore. We don't have a lot of projects at work. I'm guilty of this too. And the thing is, you are putting limits on yourself by being fearful. I am the same way. I think it's so important to do things even when you're scared. Try it anyways, do your best, and you never know what's gonna come out of it with consistency, perseverance, and an idea. I know it can be so scary to do something that's out of your comfort zone, but it can really make a huge impact on your business. And if you're feeling really, really fearful of it, ask somebody else, get some other opinions, have somebody encourage you. That's how I started YouTube, and look, it's been great so far. You just have to go ahead and try it. Try it once, see how it goes. Don't be scared. Number 7 is to write your goals down. So this could be in the short term, so your goals for the next week. This could be in the midterm, like, oh, it sounds like midterm elections. This could be in the midterm, like for the next month. This could be your goals for the next year, for the next 5 years, your long-term goals. Go ahead and write those goals down. Studies show that if you write your goals down, you are more likely to achieve them. So make sure they are specific goals, they are measurable goals, and they are attainable goals with a time limit on them. There's probably some sort of an acronym with that, but I just can't think of it right now. But go ahead and write those goals down and maybe share them with like an accountability partner, or at least share them with maybe your husband or a friend so you can talk through them. It can be really helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and just share a couple of my goals for 2019. Maybe this will help you when you're making yours. I'm not gonna share all of them, but at least I've written them all down and I have an idea. I'm reading from my notes. One of them is to run a half marathon, have a successful implementation of a big project I'm going to be working on at my day job, attend 2 conferences. I want to be a closet consultant at PoshFest 2019. I actually wrote 2018, but I know what I mean. Hike a 14er, which is basically a 14,000 foot or taller mountain out in Colorado. There are other places too, but that's the closest to me. Reach a certain dollar amount on Poshmark for the lifetime that I've been on the app. I have that dollar amount written down. Go on a week-long trip somewhere. I have goals, specific goals about my YouTube channel, my Instagram page. So there's a whole bunch I have written down. It's just important that you write them down, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to make every one, but go ahead and write them down and it'll help you so much in your business. That's it for my 7 business tips. I hope this was helpful. If you like these business-focused types of videos, please give this a thumbs up so I can make more. And please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I actually have to go into my day job. I film this early in the morning. Daylight savings time has me all sorts of messed up. So I will see you guys later, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.